Hello and welcome to the first bracket style double elimination 2v2 tournament. We'll get started in about 2 minutes. As usual, I'll commentate on the opening few rounds, and once players get eliminated, they can join me in the broadcast booth. So let's look at some of these teams some of these two-player teams that are going to be competing today. So we've got Rogue Clown and Goblin Bong, a pair of former tournament champions. EWL and B-Way, also a pair of former champions. Dan Feitel and Lee J, who both of whom have made deep runs in tournaments. Ben Ben and Greg Shahadi, who I believe are friends IRL. We have Santar and Copper, again, friends IRL. Q Knight, Sympathetic Inker, some very strong players who come nightly into the extravagance. We have Monty and FCVH22. FCVH is a newer player that has risen through the ladder ranks very quickly in just about 1 month. Steady Indigo, the winner of the NBA tournament, so a subject very near and dear to my heart. Best Ken and Hot Pie. Of course, Hot Pie has been climbing the ladder, going for that 2,000 MMR in the last month or so. Best Ken, a former top 8 finisher in the first ever tournament. Dr. Dave and Tist, two regulars as well. We have Becca and Physics. Rounding out, we have P-Mao, Bobby Ganoush, Southpaw, Mightcould, and Mabuse Spieler and Billy Byer. That's 14 teams, and bracket is soon to be live. We have two teams with buys due to the fact that we don't have 16 exact teams, but that'll be okay. And the buys will go to the highest ranked teams, the teams full of champions in the past. So what's distinct about this? Well, for starters, it's 2v2, so that is new in our universe. The team format is new in its entirety. It can be anything from 2v2 all the way up to 4v4. And the double elimination bracket means you have two chances. If you lose twice, you're out. And if you keep winning, then you've made it to the grand final to determine the winner. And finally, all the games will be simultaneous. They'll be using the same questions, but we can jump around. Can't say that. We're jumping around in the style of a very popular college sporting event. Let's just say that. So we can view how multiple games are going at the same time. So believe them should be starting any minute now. Let me just check the messages to see if anyone has anything else to offer. And here, okay. Okay, so looks pretty good. Basically just waiting for the start. Okay, let's see. Anything else I need to cover here? We've talked about the team format. Oh, this is we'll be extrapolating forward with the team format in the coming weeks. So within the next week or so, we're going to have a tournament of all popular music questions that will be added to the deck. Soonly thereafter, something like 25,000, I believe, are being added, and we'll randomly pick out of those across every genre and decade for a fun little mini tournament. And then the biggest thing that will come out of this new format is that we will be jumping off leagues very soon, in about a month or so. So this will be very similar to how other trivia team leagues operate. You show up with your team, play against the other squad. Whoever comes out with the W's is crowned the victor. This will run like with a regular seasonal format. There will be stats tracked for all of the games, and yeah, it should be a lot of fun. It's going to be the first real. How should I say? It's going to be the first real competitive full-time offering that we'll have to offer. So. We'll check out the bracket a little bit. Oh, and looks like the games are all queued up. So once the players have all joined in their respective games, they'll start. So whenever that happens, I will start viewing a round. Let's see. Yep, looks like everyone who needs to be online is online. I just check the overview one more time. One, two, three, four, five, 6 games. Yes, 6 games should be going on right now. That is correct. While we're on the break, this time is brought to you by. Oh, got you. Again, no sponsor quite yet, but this is a great time to showcase that we do have some downtime in a broadcast of a tournament. So this would be a perfect time to hawk any number of products and or services that is highly relevant to this audience. So once again, a great format, very, very fast paced, very viewer friendly. And as a result, we'd love to showcase your product or service here alongside the very, very exciting competition. And here we go. Here we have the starter timer. Games are officially starting in 50 seconds. It looks like here that just about everyone has sat down at their table that they need to. Some tables are still 3 out of 4, so we'll see how that goes. These are all brand new questions. These are tournament style questions, so the wordings and content are completely unique and new. 30 seconds. Let's just check the group chat one more time to make sure I'm not missing anything that's needed. Oh, I guess I didn't say this. I didn't mention this. This is very important. In the team format, you are fully allowed and even expected to collaborate with your teammates over a voice chat. It could be in Discord, Zoom, any medium of your choosing, but it actually is very, very beneficial. And you do not want to be, it's very useful to talk through questions. In fact, during some of these matches, we can go inside the voice chat of some of these teams to hear how they're corroborating. All right, so let's kick this off. Here we go. We're starting with some literature. Oh, goodness gracious. Right off the bat, Steady Indigo kicking it with a gigantic recognition. This is going to be big points. This is going to be big points. Right off the bat, 13-point edge. We can see here on the sides that some other live games are also producing big swings on that first question. Second question. Okay, so periodic table. Who can know this just based on and there it is. Based on just the group and period, that would have been the biggest clue. And if not, the lesser clues come along the way as well. All right, so which film has these 2 actors? And there we go, Patrick Nolan bringing it in. 3 questions in, 15-point gap in this. I should also be jumping around from game to game. So in 1 second, I will be switching to that view as well. Oh, big play by Hot Pie. This, although Patrick also, oh, there it is. He did have Cal queued up, so he was also in the vicinity of getting that right and just needed a little more help. Okay. So we're looking for Amir, who's also a general. Patrick Nolan had that one queued up and sent it. So let's try to do multiple at once here. So we were looking at this game before, which goes to one that's fairly close. Right here, we have one that is within 5 points. Okay. Q Knight and Sympathetic Inker picked up 3 points on that, bringing their lead to 8. Next question, niche. MTG, Black Lotus adds 3 of this resource. Okay. both teams -6 on that. Oh, geography where you have to physically imagine a map. Very distinct question style. Glancing over at the scoreboard, this is still the closest match in this round, so we'll stick here for a little bit longer. Although we might want to jump over to some of the other ones as they draw to a near. Oh, okay, big play by Physics right there. Ooh, that brings the lead down to 5. 20 questions. Oh, big play. Recognition, although Q Knight did get it in time to save some. Oh, okay. So we've run into a glitch here. Okay, so we're gonna handle this. Okay, I'm conversing with our technology officer over here. So the score at the end of the 10th queue is official finish, right? Okay. So there was some confusion. It should only be 10 questions. In which case the official finish occurs at the end of 10. There, I'm going to communicate this with the players right now. Let's see. Everyone is past 10, so all the games are finished. There appears to be slight error. Game should have ended on 10. Okay, so I'm communicating this with the player base and our technology officer right now. All right, let's just see if we can figure this out really quickly. Yeah, this games become a little easier when the second half of the 10 questions is exactly the same as the first. Exactly. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. And in the meantime, let me help my technology officer by asking. So quick question: did anyone's true result at the end of Q10 actually get flopped by end of 20 due to error? Just to help Paul out. Okay, so okay. Okay, so we can look through some of the questions now. So as we can see, yeah, exactly. The same 10 questions got doubled up, so that was the error. But we can still look at the first 10 to see how our players did. So why don't we look at some of the score sheets? Okay. Okay, so in this game, the one that we were watching when it finished, see here that power of the dog. I bet that sympathetic inker, very known for her movie prowess, so was able to take a big score on that one. Physics came up with Tamerlane for a 4-point edge on that question. Pretty even throughout. Arnolfini, he got another big score of a benefit, and I believe at the end of 10, yeah, very close. Q Knight and Inker won by exactly 1 point at the end of 10. So it was a little confusing with the anticlimactic rolling into question 11, but that actually was the finish, was a 1 point finish. So very strong game there. Here we go. So let's look at this game between Dan Feitel, Lijay, and Mabuse and Billy Byer. Billy Byer, crushing it with an 8-point lead on Glass Bead game. But then Dan Feitel takes it right back with Power of the Dog. Pretty even performances. Dan Feitel and Lijay get off to a couple of questions in a row with a strong start. And yeah, so at the time of question 10, they won by 30. Wow, really? Oh, I guess these three in a row really did a large amount of damage. Okay. Next, we go to this game between Monty, FCVH, and Dr. Dave and Tist. Big plays in the beginning. Again, Glass Speed Game and Power of the Dog seem to be the swingiest plays so far. And they struggle with mana too. Dr. Dave and Tis did, so that took some damage. Santar and Copper, so they won their game by 10 strokes. Did a lot of damage again with Glass Bead Game, Power of the Dog, and yeah, mostly those two questions. We go to this game from Ben Ben and Greg versus Southpaw and Mike Hood. Glass Speed game, although Southpaw and Mike Hood came back stronger with Calcium. At Q10, Southpaw and Mike Hood ended up winning by 15. Okay. Okay, and that is the signal that the second round should begin. I wonder if I need to open multiple of windows in order to view multiple games at once. So let's try that. Okay, so let's go look at. Oh goodness! All right, so let me let me fix this really quickly. I was trying to view multiple at once, but it's not really working out, so we'll just look at one at a time. Let's go to Rogue Clown and Goblin Bong's game. They had the bye in the first round. Oh gosh, Goblin Bong all over that question about the Russian artist based just on the names of the works. So that is going to be a huge play right there. And just like that, 23-point advantage. Okay. Both teams all over Oslo. Okay, we're looking for a literature prize laureate. And there it is, Yoknapatawpha County, William Faulkner. Let's bounce around to another game. It seems that Dan Feitel, Lijay, Q Knight, and Inker's game is very close, so let's jump to that one. Four-point difference on question 7. Okay. Both teams had La Bamba primed up and ready to go and sent it as soon as the name Richie Valens showed up. Food or drink, a number of fishes. Oh, big play there by Q Knight. Oh, just like that. 1-point game. One-point game. 2 questions left. Niche. The player in Settlers of Catan who has played the most nights obtains this achievement. Largest arm. Not quite. Largest army, but close enough for the poised. 1-point game. Last question. Sports. 5 Stanley Cups. Oh, there are 2 Oilers to answer here, but oh goodness. And just like that, Lee J pulls it out for team Dan Fitel and Lee J. Oh, tough last question for team Inker and Q Knight. Interesting that no one, I wonder if this is a glitch. No one attempted to answer for Oslo. That was answered basically immediately in the other game. All right, looks like most games are wrapping up. So let's take a look at the bracket real quick. Rogue, Clown, and Goblin Bong advance. Southpaw and Mike Could. Wow, they beat Centaur and Copper by almost 50. Unexpected. EWL and B-Way defeat Monty and FCVH by 16. That was a good game. We can check that scorecard real quick. And then the game we were watching, Dan Fitel, Lee J, pull it out versus Q Knight and Inker. And let's see how the bottom of the bracket played out. So P-Mao and Bobby Ganoush, by virtue of losing in the lower bracket, means they are out. And then Mabuse and Billy Byer also lost in the bottom, meaning they are out. A few teams got buys in the lower round, so based on score. So we have 12 teams remaining. 2 have been eliminated. And next round is starting in 60 seconds. I'm going to enter another Teams chat to show the collaborative portion of this game, to showcase how the collaboration works in a team context. Hey, I'm just going to be here to showcase how the collaborative effort works in the team format, so I'll mute myself for Discord chat and keep mine going for my Twitch channel. So just to let all the beautiful people out there listen to how great it is for teammates to collaborate, if that's all right with you guys.
Sure. Should we not be screaming obscenities at each other for this one then?
So I'm gonna mute myself now, but thank you.
All right, here we go.
And we are going to be spectating Copper and Santar's game.
Let's win this. Oh God, I've never heard of this band.
So
Skrillex. Oh,
makes sense.
okay. I guess EDM. Skrillex is like the first guy you think of, but yeah.
Oh
Oh, okay, like he
wow.
made like Netflix.
I don't know.
Hot Pie was all over this one. It seems that Santar and Copper are having trouble knowing who created Netflix, so
Ah,
they take a
jeez, of
small
course
hit on that
Hotpie
one.
knows that.
Oh, this is very near and dear to me. I used to attend every Cleveland Cavaliers game.
Song on something? No. Hung on.
No, Younes. Hang on, Sloopy? Dog, what?
Tough question for people who have
Sloopy.
no ties
This is
to
our category.
to Ohio.
Okay, some Wagner thing maybe. Oh, it's Saint Sains. Saint Sains, Dance Macabre.
Oh, Carnival of the Animals? No.
Yeah.
Uh,
Shoot, totally blanked on that for some reason. Grant? Oh, what? Some Hamilton? Like, oh,
All right, so
uh,
who was vice president in
Fillmore.
1848? There it is.
nice.
I'm going to exit this channel now because there's some other games that are very tight, so let's go check
Hmm,
those
I
out.
wonder how softball did on that one.
Okay, we entered this game mid in the middle of question 7 between Ben, Greg Shahadi, Steady Indigo, and Patrick Nolan. 1 point separates them on the 7th question. Okay. As both a elite boxer and an overweight nightclub owner, that's right. Oh, here we go. These are I know for a fact these are all big time basketball fans. Patrick Nolan, Steady Indigo, and Ben Ben. So that is a big time play for all involved. But Patrick Nolan all over the youngest ever, right off the nose. That is huge for them. Oh, and Patrick Nolan and picking up the Faro East also. That is also going to be huge. And just like that, an 8 point lead picked up going into the 10th question. Oh, this deck was just all over, was just right up Indigo and Nolan's alley. A minus 46. We're looking at the scoreboard here. A couple of, well, I actually saw some better scores than that. I saw a minus 49, I believe, by Hot Pie's team, and maybe um, nice Insta Rose Penal. Yeah, that minus 14 on Derek Rose was huge, as was the minus 4 on Faroese. Very nice, very nice. Okay, it looks like, oh wow, yeah, EWO and B-Way with a minus 60 in that round. Okay, so as to be expected, um, the upper bracket matchup will be between the 4 champions, Rogue Clown, Goblin Bong, EWL, and B-Way. And still alive on the bottom, we have the winner of Best Ken Hot Pie, Steady Indigo, and Patrick Nolan will face Dan Feitel and Lee J. And the winner of Dr. Dave and Tistis will face, and Monty and FCVH will face Southpaw and Might Could. Okay. Oh, this one was a good game too. We can look at some of these. We can look at some of these scores. So after I left, Santar insta picked up Rose also. That was huge for their game. And then they also picked up Faro East much faster than their opponents. So they really almost mounted a glorious comeback at the end there. What was the other? Some of the other. Here we go. This Q Night Inker Dr. Dave Tis game also down the wire. Looks like Dr. Dave and Tis did their most damage again on Derek Rose. And wow, Derek Rose. It's interesting how every set has 2 or 3 questions that make a big difference. Rose and Far East seem to be the big players on this one. The return to. Oh, okay. Their channel is over, so we don't have to worry about that. The next round's games will start in 40 seconds. Uh, 10 seconds left, and then we will be we'll start for sure with the upper bracket game between the 4 champions, and we'll see from there if some of the other games are have a very close score. Looks like EW and B-Way had a little trouble with Schindler there, off to a 6-point deficit. Okay. Both teams square there with the -6 pterodactyl, although Rogan Goblin took a neck, so the lead is now down to 5. Okay. Goblin Bong picks up a point for their team just now. Lead is back up to 7. EWL, infinitesimally faster on remembering Al Gore, picks up 1 stroke there for his team. 7 factorial divided by 5 factorial, quick. No, that's 7. That is 7 times 6. So, B-Way able to pick up 1 stroke for his team there. Glancing around, all the games seem to be pretty close right now. We'll stick with this one for now.